Radical Morons. My name is Timothy Monroe. Part of one of the things. Like I said in my first video, I'll probably do this every time we won't have a podcast on Sundays. Probably at night, like I am now. It's 2:46 in the morning on a Monday morning, Sunday night. I really have nothing planned. I have nothing really planned out. For topic wise, I just finally got the first video up on YouTube. I was having difficulties, been trying to do it all week. Some things that I actually wanted to point out. Today, I'm not a big fan of Netflix. It's good for what it's supposed to do, and I don't have any cable, so it's good to sit down and watch Netflix, but I'm not a big fan of it. But I was sitting down with my family watching Numbers. If you've never seen Numbers, it's a crime show where they use mathematics, where they have a mathematician to help the FBI solve crimes, solve mysteries and whatnot. And I'm a big math whiz, if you couldn't tell by the first one. But so it caught my interest, and I love crime shows. Like anything dealing with crime, I love. NCIS, CSI, Law and Order, Numbers, Psych, Bones, The Mentalist. I've seen a few episodes of that. There's a few others that I like, but I don't like CSI Miami. For some reason, I don't like that one. Or NCIS LA, because one I really don't see, since NCIS is a Navy federal bureau type deal, and it's just stick to Washington. But I have opinions on that. Well, getting to the but anyways, I'm digressing. So I was watching Numbers, and the first episode was they were having a mass serial killer rapist type deal, and the mathematician used the point of origin equation, a big long ass equation that I couldn't do right on the spot. It would take me at least a few years to come up with, but he did that. Well, and it was a pretty good thing. He figured that out by a sprinkler. Go figure. How it's circular and how the drops are spattered on a certain spot, and you drive those dots to a certain spot. But what really is getting me on this topic is the second episode. They talk about biohazard. Is it the second episode? Second or third? Sorry. Yeah, it's either the second or third. I'm pretty sure it's the second one. But they're talking about. No, it's the third one. It's the third episode. The second episode is the bank robbers. But the third episode is talking about a virus, a pandemic of a pathogen entering society. The pathogen just happened to be the Spanish flu of 1819 with a different strand to it. An updated strand, I guess. But if there is one thing in this world that scares me to the living shit, that keeps me up at night, is the fact that is bioterrorism. Mainly because, and I say this with not promoting it whatsoever, but it is the most easiest way to attack anyone. Because all you have to do is create a deadly virus, create a virus strand, with especially a new virus strand where there is no cure or vaccination for it, and let it loose on one. Because how a virus works is you take in location, population, and distance between them. So to put it in simple terms, let's say you got pathogen A, which is a brand new strain, and you put it in, let's say, New York, because that's usually, if we're gonna do United States, you either put it in L.A., Chicago, or New York, or Boston, or a big city. Well, with a big city, you have a high chance of getting people having this pandemic spread. Excuse me, because people are always, especially in New York, people are always around, walking around outside, breathing water, drinking water, whatnot. People are always in contact with each other, so space is close, and because it's a big city, the pathogen has this ability to jump from one host to another, and getting more infected. You're also taking the fact that New York City is a popular city that people go into, so people will come in and out of the state, out of the city. So you're getting planes that go from New York to London to Boston to Miami to wherever. So you're getting all these places, and it just falls. And as the strand evolves and becomes more deadlier, it gets more as it gets more powerful. It gains the ability to go through be contacted through bugs, rodents, the water, the air, etc., etc., causing much a wider spread of the virus, and causing more deaths, illnesses. It's a very, not even long. It's long, but the pandemic will happen just like that. It only takes one to cause a mass pandemic with bioterrorism, and that is one thing I'm terrified of, because you could be fine one day, get the virus, not even know until like 2 days later, and you've already and it's already spread to 3 other people. Top X, 3 times the more people than when it passed on to you. If anything, how their graph of how to find that origin was a block A branches into 3 rooms, which blocks into that, like an organized crime. And like I said, that terrifies me more. Not so much cars, not so much like natural disasters. Not even a gunshot will like a gunfight terrifies me more than bioterrorism. Because I get killed by a gun? Okay. I get killed by a pathogen? How much of that pathogen is going to spread after I die? If a gunshot kills me, okay. I get a bullet in me. No one else is taking another bullet. No one's going to take a bullet after I die. But if a virus strand kills me and is able to bounce off a dead host to a living host, how much of that's going to spread? And that terrifies me. Another episode, the last episode I watched, was episode 5, which had featured Neil Patrick Harrison as a math whiz, as another math whiz, trying to solve apparently 100-year-old math problem dealing with prime numbers. Now, the concept was that you could take this long-ass number, break it down, and you could find all the primes that's in it, like this. And what they want, and with this apparently equation, you could put it into an algorithm and be able to hack into any any internet you wanted. And if that ever happens, I fear for my privacy. Like, I'm not one to say, yeah, I'm not one to care about my privacy, but the fact that everything I need, all my life history that's on a computer can be looked at by anyone and taken by anyone, that kind of gets me like curious. And you can do that in like mass spread. You can do it on a home computer and just get everything. I don't mind me because I have nothing. If you really want to know what I have on, I'll tell you because I really there's nothing much. There's nothing really other than my email, but even then there's not much that I'd be really afraid to give out. It's more of I can hack into the government or the or of some the government and just cause mass mayhem. That's what I'm really like worried about if this ever happens is the fact that they could just take every single dollar that anyone makes and use it and put it towards them, including our government. I also see the benefits of it, especially nowadays when we have to watch what we say, watch how we act around people, especially in the sense that we have mass murderers, suicide bombers, and suicidal people in general, all in the name of a god or the gods or whoever in the divine sovereignty. But it's still, you got the crazies, and the fact that anyone can get your information, even now, it is a little troublesome. But the fact that they can use it against you without you even knowing, it is very troublesome to come. And if that ever happens, we as society, we would probably fall. We would see the burning age. That would be a I get like I said, I don't promote anything of this sort, but in a sense, it'd be a great way for a tyrant to uprise, because blackmail, destruction of governments would be in the hands of the hacker in general. So, like I said, it'd probably bring an uprising of tyranny or some sort. Well, but it just kind of troubled me. Some things, some of the things they were portraying was kind of troublesome. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. With dealing with numbers with dealing with numbers was that they brought up issues that if you brought in a general spectrum is very troublesome. Like I said, bioterrorism scares the living shit out of me. Like, I do have a deep fear of bioterrorism. Because it's, like I said, so easy. Even, that's why I have, like, if you're a pathologist or whatever, a dude who works with, like, viruses and bacteria, I'm not wary of you. It's just, I don't trust people of that sort, because first off, you work with deadly viruses, so you know the causes of it, and I understand that you want to make life, the world, a better place, but I just kind of like I'm kind of fascinated by pathogens, in a sense of like destruction wise. I mean, like how long before mass hysteria occurs. But I'm also terrified of the destruction that it will bring. I know in 10th grade, no, not 10th grade, sorry, 9th grade, when I was taking biology, our summer reading requirement was to read a book called The Hot Zone, which was about the Ebola virus. How you had two different strands. You had the one in Africa, which killed humans, and then you had the same strand, just a little, the same virus, just a different strand that didn't affect humans whatsoever. Which, ironically, Ebola comes straight from bat shit, but anyways, that's beside the point. It was the fact that no matter, the virus may have been the same, just the genetics of that those two different strands made it deadly or not to humans. So it was just, but Ebola in itself, that pathogen, that virus is very deadly. The African one. I mean, you had the book tells you in great deal that you had people when they were dying, their blood was black blood was just oozing out of their eyes and the pores. It sorry, my nose is itchy, but yeah, it was very gruesome in how it would work, and then we get sweaty. It's a good book for if you wanted to read like Jesus. I'm so sorry. My nose is really itching right now. But it's a great book to read. If you're into those kinds of books, I would recommend it. Most people aren't. But like I said, it's But if let's say Al Qaeda or the IRA or even our government decides, oh, we don't like a person, or we go into bioterrorism, I hope to God no one uses Ebola. Because if someone does, I'm staying in my house. I'm quarantining myself in. Because I'm not coming out. Unless we deal with the one that was released in the United States. I believe it's Vermont that it released, but you have to read the book to remember. No, I don't remember it. But that one was the one that didn't infect humans. But that would defeat the purpose of bioterrorism. So again, if Ebola comes around, I'm staying in my house. So that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about for numbers and that. Then we watched Then I watched Bones with the family. Watched Heroes too. That's an interesting TV show. I haven't really sat down and watched it. My stepdad had to put it on, but the few episodes I did watch were very interesting to say the least. I kept thinking when I kept seeing the people use their powers, all I kept thinking was Marvel, 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 DC, Marvel, DC. I just kept thinking of other superheroes. Like, you have this blonde cheerleader named Claire, who is, if she dies and pulls out whatever killed her, she can self-regenerate. She can heal herself. And I just kept thinking, that's Wolverine. Another one is able to go through walls. I kept thinking, and there was this black guy who could go through walls. I kept thinking, that's a male version of Kitty. A chick who is another blonde, who's the wife of the black guy. Her name is Nikki, but she has a dual personality of multiple personality named Jessica. And all I kept thinking was, that's a female Hulk, an actual Hulk, Bruce Banner, because it was an alter ego. You got Nikki, who's the kind, scared chick, and then you have this Jessica, who's the alter ego, the dark, sinister, powerful, super strong idea. And I just kept thinking it was Hulk. Their kid is able to use electronics, and I was like, Static Shock. I thought it was Static Shock to be able to do it. There's a guy who can erase memories. I couldn't think of anyone who fit that. A guy who could fly, Superman. A few other, anyone who could fly, any superhero could fly. Another one who could see the future who could paint the future. I couldn't think of anyone for that. That one I was like, I have no idea. There was an invisible man. I could just think of it as a male. Sorry, either a Martian hunter or a male invisible woman. It would be Invisible Man. and then you had one who is like could make nuclear radiation, nuclear bomb energy. I thought of a superhero, I just couldn't remember who it was. I want to say it's Nova, but I highly doubt it. I just don't remember. It's a Marvel superhero. I just don't remember who it is on top of my head. Another one is is able to use other people's abilities. And I just thought, first I thought him as a male rogue. But yes, and then there's one. Then you got the main enemy who likes to steal other people's powers, and I just like Apocalypse. I don't know. It's an interesting show. Really haven't got to the plot line of how this all connects per se, but maybe we'll get to. Hopefully, we'll get to it or not. I don't know. Then we watched Bones, and I just finished watching the up-to-date Sherlock Holmes show. I've watched 2 episodes of it. Both are pretty good. Both episodes were pretty good. I like how I like it because it is a modern-day Sherlock Holmes. And I like Holmes as a character. I love Sherlock Holmes. The actor who plays Sherlock Holmes in this one, I'm not 100% sure how I don't know. He's not as unorganized as Sherlock Holmes is supposed to be. He's supposed to be collected on the scene and deduct right then and there. And then at home he's like, if he's not on a job, he's bored out of he's bored out of his mind. He's doing random things just to keep his mind occupied. So it's kind of interesting. It was like not really doing much, and I was like, when he was at home, I was like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just my perception of Sherlock Holmes. Whatnot, but yeah, so that's what I've been doing today. Didn't do our podcast because Anthony had problems with his computer or something. I'm truly sorry about my nose, about rubbing my nose and whatnot. It is like really badly itching, and I have no idea why. I'm about to just go get a tissue, and I'll apologize for the break. So another topic I want to talk about is kind of it's always, I wouldn't say a disturbing topic for me, but it's friends. They come and they go. And I like my friends to death. I truly do. Johnny Boy, Anthony, Ladante, Jenny, everyone else. I love them to death. It's just, it might be me, and it probably more likely is, but I feel like I know if they need my help, I'll drop whatever I'm doing and go help them. Especially Jenny and John. If Jenny ever needed my help, I would drop everything and go help her. In my opinion, she's my Hermione. If I can't think. If you ever read the fan fiction called Marriage Contracts, it's a Harry Daphne. There's a scene where Ron dumps Hermione and Harry ditches his date pretty much and go see Hermione. That's kind of how I see Jenny. Like, if she really ever needed me, I would drop whatever I'm doing and go help her. And I would do that to all my friends. But definitely Jenny, like, without a second thought. And I would hope that if I ever needed help, my friends would do the same for me. It's just, we're getting older, and we're past high school. and we're going to college, and we're at that point where, yeah, we're friends in high school. We're going to college. We're going away. I fear. We're at that point where we do leave each other, and part of me is afraid that if we do go away from each other, because most of us are still here, but if we do all move away, we would never have any contact with each other ever again. I've already stated that I would not be back. If once I leave Candy County, I will not be back here until our 20th anniversary, and then after that, I'm never coming back here. I fear that if that does happen, if we all do leave Candy County and never come back, we as friends would never talk to each other again. We would never keep in contact, and I'm a little afraid of that because when I grew up, was growing up, my mom had a bunch of friends. We had Scuba Dave, Big Dog Allison, 8-Foot Cliff, Andy, Jill, sometimes Kim and Bruce, Sue, sorry. Who else? Buck. Well, not really Buck, but we had a few people that helped me and my sister grow up. Taught us, Amy and Jeff, that pretty much taught us, had pretty much grown up with, was there to raise us, in essence. So I've always known that even if you have friends, that you usually are, if you ever need something, your friends are always there for you. So I've always thought of that. I always kept that to me. That was something that a friend was. It was, they would come to you without a question. They were there for you. They were your backbone. They were your shield. They were your sword, type deal. And then we moved, and mom still talks to some of our family friends. But I have friends. I have John, Anthony, LaDante, Jenny, Corey, Jake, Christian, and Cameron. Even though Christian and Cameron aren't really here, we still talk to them. They're still my friends, and I got a few other friends, but not as much as them. They're my close friends, especially the ones that actually live around here. And like I said, if they ever needed something, I would drop whatever I was doing to go help them, without a second thought, without a question. And again, I hope that I hope it was vice versa. I hope that when we do become older, like we do have a family, we all pretty much settle down, control ourselves, and have families, we would all not be together. Well, even if we were together, we would all help our kids, help raise our kids, in essence. Like, we were all still in contact with each other. That way, we wouldn't, if one of us was hurt or needed help, we would be there and help us. I'm hoping later. I guess what I'm saying is, I hope that we stay in contact, even if we are farther down in our lines. We are away from each other. We still are in contact with each other. I think this really brings it up. I think the reason why I'm afraid is because, excuse me, I've always been quiet, and I've always be there. I'm always there to be seen, not really do much. this really isn't good. But like today, just a few minutes ago, while I was watching Sherlock Holmes, I texted Jenny and said hey, around 2-ish or 1 to 2-ish, because I texted her earlier today, but she never responded. And I haven't before the summer, before school got out, we would hang out almost daily. She had Sunday, Thursday, Tuesdays off, and Fridays sometimes she would get out around 10ish. She would usually get out around 10, and we would go hang out. We haven't hung out in a while, so so I would text her at 10 to see if she was off, and if not, I would text her at 2. And but we have she hasn't really texted me. I sound like her boyfriend, but I'm not. I'm not her boyfriend. Like I said in the first one, I haven't met her new boyfriend, but I am her friend, and I do kind of want to say, hey, I do want some sort of contact. Not even some contact, just a hey, or a hi, or how are you doing, type deal. Not a conversation. I'm trying to improve my people skills slowly. Not really. But what I'm getting to is today I text her, and she texts me and she's like, leave me alone. I'm fine with that. Leave me alone. Okay. I didn't know if I woke her up, if she was trying to sleep, or I'm just blowing up her phone and she's just annoyed. I really don't know. Either option is highly possible. And truly, that's fine. She wants me to leave her alone. I'll leave her alone. Part of me, I think the high part of me fears that our friendship may come to an end. And like I said, there's a high part of me, and it's mostly based on my fears that we are, in essence, in college. We are, in essence, supposed to spread out. We are supposed to leave high school in the past and not really care. Supposed to make new friends, supposed to make a life for yourself. And I fear, and with that, you pretty much cut your ties. And if that does happen, that means a lot of my friends will cut me out, and I'm not an easy person. I'm not one to be social. So being friends with me, or even making friends, it is a little difficult for me, because I do feel uncomfortable. Because you go up to a new person and you're like, hi, my name is Tim, and they give him your name, and then what are you supposed to say after that? You can't say, how are you doing, because you don't know them. And you can't say, I like video games, do you? It's awkward when you meet new people. You try to find that semblance, but how do you derive from that? And I think that's my main problem, is I can't get from introduction to actually getting to know them. And it's just difficult. If it is like you meet them at like an event of some sort, like Magic or an expo, then you have something to talk about. Especially at an expo where it's multiple things. Sorry, my nose is really itching and stuffed, but you're at this, and got other bunch of stuff to talk about, and that would make it easy. But if you're like at college and meeting a new person, you really don't have like that semblance of what to talk about. You might ask what classes you're taking, how you like them, of your teachers, but that's school. You're talking about school, and I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not sociable, and like I said, if we are at that point where we pretty much cut our ties, part of me thinks, and I know for a fact if that happens, I'm pretty sure most of my friends will cut me. Probably not Johnny Boy, but he might too. I don't know. Like I said, part of me is afraid that we will cut ties and we will not have any conversation with each other. We will not talk to each other. I moved from Groton, Connecticut to Camden County, Georgia. I moved from there to here. I had best friend. I had a bunch of best friends up in Connecticut. I have ex-girlfriends up in Connecticut, who I'm still friends with, except for one. But I don't talk. They don't talk to me. I don't talk to them. The twins that I used to date, Becca and Katie Mikawacha, I used to date them. They were in Connecticut. They were in my second year of first grade to about my fourth or fifth year in elementary school. Then they moved to Italy and came back in the States to Georgia of all places for my sixth grade, and then leave because their cousin was also here. But there, I have them on Facebook, and it goes back to my Facebook topic of last week, where I'm like, where they don't talk to me, and they don't. Like, I say hey, and I don't get anything back from them. I see their posts. I've made a few comments on their posts, and I just get ignored, which is fine, because we don't have that much in common anymore. We used to be best friends. Me, Becca, Katie, Corey, Thimler, Foreigner. See, now I can't even remember my best friend, who my brother from another mother, last name. Foreigner. Foreigner. Yeah, I'm not gonna think of it anymore. But even him, I don't talk to, and he was pretty much my brother. We were pretty much inseparable. If you saw Corey, you saw me. If you saw me, you more likely saw Corey. We were just together most of the time. And I was in Boy Scouts with his older brother. And then a year later, he joined in. And we were happy. It was just okay. His dad was my scoutmaster. So it was all, we were together. We were brothers. And everything but blood. And we don't talk. I don't even have him on Facebook. I haven't talked to him since 5th grade, if anything. At the earliest 5th grade. Latest is 5th grade. But I talked to TJ, his older brother, back in a few years ago, and that might have been 8th or 9th grade, when I did have him on Facebook, and then for some reason I don't have him on Facebook anymore. But I don't talk to anyone from Boy Scouts when I was in Connecticut. I don't talk to any of my friends from Connecticut. Does that make me feel bad? Yes, because they were my best friends. They were my friends. And like I said at the beginning, friends come and go. I can't really say that you gotta move on, but you gotta think of the good and bad times. I have one friend, Alex Perez, who I think is in either Hawaii or California or something like that. Puerto Rico or Hawaii, one of the two. Or I don't remember. I don't know where he is now. I don't even know where he is. But me and him, we lived diagonal from us. We lived diagonally from each other. Most days we were together, playing Nintendo 64, hanging outside. But every few often, we would get into a fight, and we would take a day off. We would take a day, possibly 3, I think the latest was, possibly a week, and we would just not talk to each other. We would just stay away from each other. Then we come back, we say our sorries, and we move on. The worst thing I had with Alex was I had another best friend who lived around the block from me, named Eddie. Eddie and Alex did not get along whatsoever. My camera's a little off. Which way? Okay, this way. Yeah, sorry. Camera was a little off. But they did not get along whatsoever. And it was over our stupid bike, too. Yeah. It's just me, I think. Sorry, my computer is a little weird. I don't know. I think my fucking camera's picky. But, it was over a fucking bike. But, yeah. But I liked both of them, and they are friends, so I would go back and forth with him. Sorry, my ear's now itching. But, I'm just itching all over today. But, like I said, my main point is, friends do come and go. And I'm just afraid that once my friends go, we will not talk again. They'll be like my Connecticut friends. And I don't want that. I see my friends as my extended family. I see more of the family than my own family. Because they understand me. To a certain point. But still, I want us to at least be there for each other if we need it, and catch up and talk and whatnot. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm paranoid. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. And you really can't talk, and I can't really talk to them about this. Hopefully they'll watch these. I highly doubt it. They'll watch it, but you can't really talk to them because how do you say it? How do you bring that up? Hey, if we ever separate, will we still be in contact? That would make you. I don't know. It's just. I highly doubt it's as easy as it sounds. But again, that's my main thing. My main fear when it comes to my friends is that we all leave each other, and we'll never look back. We will never talk to each other. We pretty much have a fallout, and I don't want to see that happen because we are good friends, and I don't want to see that. Let's see. Any more topics? We're only 43 minutes into this. It's only 3:30. Let's see what we got on. I really wished my camera could do on screen whatchamacallits screenshots, but only for me to do that I would have to take my camera and show it to this screen, but that's about it. And that's just too much. Trying to think. Let's check Facebook. What I'm doing right now is checking Facebook. Like I said, I can't see anything. I can't do anything. Actually, I wanted to bring up some. Actually, I do have something to bring up. I'm thinking of, for theoretical Marlins, like I said, we were planning on doing, I was hoping to do Let's Plays. I might do that for, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. You just have my camera down while I'm playing it. If that's a good idea, put it in the comments. If not, put it in the comments. Pretty much put your guys' opinions on the comments. Like I said, I'll probably do this every other week, or whenever we're not doing, whenever we're not having a podcast. And I'll be at night, so not so much. So it'd be for those night owls. um. Guess we go nostalgic. For the past couple of days, me and Johnny Boy have been mostly me, have been listening to old cartoon theme songs. Yes, I know, it's kind of lame, but hear me out. Most of the good 90s, 80s cartoons, you know, the ones that were actually better than what they show now. When Disney was actually cartoons and Nickelodeon was cartoons and Cartoon Network had better shows. Kind of makes you feel like saying, back when MTV was actually music and not this reality bullshit. Those kind of TV shows. I actually started watching the 80s Dungeons and Dragons TV show. That show, the graphics are good for an 80s show. Horrible in standard, what's in today's standards. But hey, bears can't be choosers. And I'm not sure if it's for every show, but I always feel like when I watch the first episode, I feel like I'm missing something. Because they're always making references that should not be there. Like, in Dungeons and Dragons, the first episode, they were talking about how bad one character's magic was. And I was like, how would you know this? This is the first episode. You don't know shit. It just, I don't know, maybe it's just me. But I kind of feel like, I kind of feel like I'm always miss something. But I've also been listening to Disney music and whatnot. Again, I'm checking Facebook, so while I'm talking. Sorry about this. If you haven't, later today I'll be watching my YouTube channels. If you haven't already watched no one's watched my first show, but if you haven't already, check out Theoretical Marlins, our podcast. I would appreciate it. And check out these videos. Not really much to go on, and we're approaching the 15 mark, episode, 15-minute mark. So I really don't have much. I really didn't have anything planned for today or tonight. Sorry. I'm trying to think. We're hopefully trying to get the podcast running soon. Running again. We haven't had a podcast in 3 weeks. Hopefully we'll talk about something. I'm not 100% sure what, but we'll figure something out. So do check in when every Sunday for it to happen. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Guess I'm getting a little tired. Hope to be getting a job soon, so cross my fingers on that. Today I might actually start working on my character sheet for my story that I'm trying to write. I'm not really sure how that's going to work out. My plot line's changing, and it's going to take a lot of work, and just I don't have a basis of what I want yet. Hopefully the character sheet will give me something. Holy shit. Like I said, I think that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. So we really didn't talk much. I'll try to think of topics for what to do on this. Hopefully by next Sunday we'll have people watching this or whatnot. With that said, internet, thank you for watching again. Please check out, my name is Timothy Monroe from Theoretical Morons. Check out our podcast on the Bottle Gnome channel, and please check out my channel Red/5626 for more of these videos. Leave a comment of suggestions of topics that, or well, if you're gonna give us a topic, at least if you don't want to, then put a comment on what you think about these videos. Any suggested topics, put it on either in this channel. If it's a broad, if you want my opinion, put it in this channel. If you want everyone's opinion, please comment on the Bottle Gnome, one of our Theoretical Morons podcast videos. Sorry, I kind of forgot what I was doing. If you want to contact me, I guess Facebook, Timothy Skinny Pete Monroe. I might make a new Facebook just for this. I'm not 100% sure. Probably not. I don't know. I haven't thought of it. I wouldn't really, like I said, I don't know. Don't worry about it. Contact me just yet. Let me think about this. See how this works. If you got answers to the questions I've asked, put it on. Oh, speaking of that, part of the thing I want to do with these is at the end of at least somewhere near the end of the whole conversation, I want to ask you guys a question, and in the comments I want your guys' answers. So, and then next week I'll look at if I'll give you my answer, or at the podcast, one of the two. Kind of like a challenge, if you challenge question, if you want to say. And so at the end, so I guess for this week, most people have either watched, most of the world has read or watched the Harry Potter series. So most people, at least Prisoner of Azkaban. So we've all know what an animagus is. It's the ability to change into a form of animal. My question is to you guys: if you could change into any animal whatsoever and become an animagus, what would you be, and what would you want your nickname to be? So comment on, and so give me your answer on the comments below, and next week I'll tell you mine. With that, I'm signing out. Have a good day, internet. I'm Timothy Monroe from Theoretical Morons.